Well, the Dallas Cowboys made two big moves in their offseason because let's face it, the offseason hasn't started yet. What's going on, YouTube? It's your main man, Boys for Life, coming at you with another video. As you can see, I'm outside. Pretty cold out here. Yeah, it's all right. I run hot. Drinking some beer, made in Fort Worth. Forget what it's called. I don't even feel like taking it out of my koozie, but it's a sour beer and it tastes amazing. But that's not the point of this video. Point of this video is the big offseason moves that the Cowboys have made already. Now, when I say offseason, I mean their offseason, because let's face it, the offseason hasn't even started yet, because we got to watch the Philadelphia Eagles take on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you're a true historian of football, then you know that the Kansas City Chiefs were the original Dallas team. Now, if you see a bunch of smoke, it's because I got coals going, because I'm barbecuing out here. Probably can't see them, but got some chicken going. It's going to be a minute before they're done. But, yeah. So, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles. And if you're a true historian, you'll know that the Kansas City Chiefs were the Dallas Texans back in the way back when. So, if you want to be rooting for a team, go for Kansas City. Me, yeah, I want Kansas City because I can't have the Eagles, their fan base, running their mouth all off season, talking all kinds of nonsense, but whatever, acting like they've done much or done anything. And even though if they do win, that'll be number 2. We're still on 5. They still haven't even equaled to what we've done in the NFL as a whole. They haven't even caught up to us. So, and that's the sad part. They want to name all this stuff, but yet they still can't catch us in anything. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So, the Dallas Cowboys have gotten rid of Kellen Moore, and they kept Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn had a bunch of teams interested in him, and he said, nope, I'm staying with the Dallas Cowboys. We got something special here on defense, which they do. They do, and it is amazing, and I can't wait to see what more pieces they add. Now, for me, seeing as how our corners went down, and once our corners started going down, I knew our pass rush, that was it. Because let's face it, if you don't have good corners to cover, your pass rush ain't going to get there, or vice versa. If you don't have a good pass rush to keep quarterbacks on their toes in distress to make bad throws, you know, these corners can't cover forever. So, yeah, so I can't wait to see what we got next season. I can't wait till the draft to see who we're going to get. Now, for me, it all depends on the Tony Pollard situation. Now, for me, I don't think Tony's going to stay. To me, I think they're going to go out and get a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. And you have to go defensive. Okay, I don't say you have to go defense, but there's some decent wide receivers coming out in this year's free agency mark. And depending on who falls to you at 26, if you stay at 26, if you don't trade up, worst case scenario, everybody that I want is gone, which, I mean, didn't happen this past season, but, you know, there were certain players that I wanted that we just didn't get. Anyway, so for me, I'm looking at Jordan Addison from USC. I'm looking at I forget what his name is, from Ohio State, drawing a blank. And then, of course, Clark Phillips from Utah. Now, the guy's he's a good slot corner. I think he had 4 or 5 picks last season. Plays well, breaks well on the ball. Another ball hawk type of guy, which is what Dan Quinn likes. So don't be surprised if you see his name being there on draft day in the 1st round. Or, you know, who I want, Joey Porter Jr. as, you know, another corner. Because you all already know I've wanted Anthony Brown off this team for so long. Anthony Brown? Yeah, Anthony Brown. So Anthony Antonio, it's Anthony Brown. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for the draft, and I'll do more in-depth stuff on that as the off season progresses and we get closer to April. Kellen Moore, I think what did him in was that last play of the game where they had Zeke at center, and where Zeke just looked like ass. He just got his shit pushed in that play, because obviously center, why would you put him at center? That makes no sense whatsoever. And that whole deal, I just don't know. But now seems like it's got Mike McCarthy calling the plays next year, and we are looking for an OC. Now, I don't know how appetizing the OC position looks for a candidate, knowing that Mike McCarthy more than likely will be calling the plays, and it is what it is. See, what I like going into this situation for next season is you have Mike McCarthy calling plays. You have now Kellen Moore gone. Dak Prescott is still going to be your quarterback, at least for this season. I mean, you just don't waste $89 million in dead money. I think he's almost $49 million in the salary cap this season. Something like that. Now, granted, the salary cap did go up to, I want to say it's like almost $226 million, somewhere around there. But still, that's a lot. Anyway, so with Kellen Moore gone, this is good for two reasons. You got Dak Prescott still here, right? You're going to have the Dak Prescott writers who are now going to see, okay, was it Kellen Moore or was it Dak Prescott? And this is where you're going to see a shift. If Dak Prescott doesn't play up to what he needs to play up to. And then on that same hand, you're going to end up seeing the Kellen Moore writers sit there and say, hey, look, we told you it wasn't Dak Prescott, it was Kellen Moore. Now for me, I honestly think it's both. And if Dak Prescott does not do well this year, whoever his OC is, and if Kellen Moore doesn't do well over there in LA with the Chargers, I'm going to sit back and laugh and say, I told every single one of you that both people had to go. Now, you still are going to have those Dak writers and the people that blocked me on Twitter that want to sit there and say that they don't like me, want to sit there and talk about, will sit there and say they don't like, but yet were in my DMs after calling me a joke and saying shit about me, and then sit there and say they want to start a beef, right? And have me play along. A fake beef. Like, okay, I'll play along, whatever. And then they want to sit there and take shit personal. After I said it. I said in my shorts, you can go back and look. In my shorts last week or 2 weeks ago when we lost, and I said, San Francisco's going to end up pulling it out. I said that. I mean, things were different when Tony Pollard went down. They were just different. But the Niners ended up prevailing. And it is what it is. And people are going to sit there and say, this is not acceptable. This is not this. This is exactly acceptable for the Dallas Cowboys because, well, not the fan base, but the Dallas Cowboys front office. Because guess what? They are the greatest show to watch, whether you watch them succeed or watch them burn. They're the greatest show to watch out there. And for that, they are a Super Bowl caliber team in the sense of people are always talking about them, whether it's in a bad light, good light, watch them fail, watch them succeed. It does not matter. Jerry Jones has everyone talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And for him, that's a win. But he doesn't understand that if you win, they will talk about you. Point blank, period. If you win, which you already have, everyone in your back pocket, you already get the most ratings basically on every primetime game. If you win, those things will just double and triple because you're winning. Because people are going to still want to see you fail even though you're succeeding, and your haters will grow. But it is what it is. Jerry doesn't understand that. Oh well. So all in all, the two biggest acquisitions so far, or release, the one big acquisition, the one release, is Kellen Moore being gone. Dan Quinn staying. We are going to sit here and see what it's like without Kellen Moore with Dak Prescott. Now, this is going to be his third offensive coordinator in 8 years. Still, Mike McCarthy's there. So we're going to sit here and see what Dak Prescott is. Now, I already know the narrative. And you can timestamp this, whatever you want, whoever watches this, I don't care. If Dak fails and he's not doing well, and if it's not Mike McCarthy calling the plays, or if he is calling the plays, but the designs aren't that great, depending on who we have at OC, they're going to sit there and say, oh, well, it's his first year under whoever our OC is, even though Mike McCarthy's the one calling plays. There's always going to be an excuse for Dak. So it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I'm not expecting much next year because we're going to be playing a second-place schedule. We're going to be playing the AFC East, which is like the Bill. Whoever's in the Bills, I won't say the Dolphins. Whoever's in that division, that's the AFC that we're playing next year. And of course, you got the NFC. So that's 10 games. I don't know what NFC. Well, we got the Chargers next year, so I think they second. So anyway, I'll look at the schedule and we'll go over that later. But yeah, so Dan Quinn's here, Kellen Moore is gone. So it is what it is. I'm excited. I can't wait for next season. I can't wait for the draft. Look at names like Clark Phillips, Joey Porter Jr., Bajan, whatever his name is, the running back from Texas, Jordan Addison, and there's another wide receiver from Ohio State. So look at those guys, because that's who I think that we are going next year. We're either going wide receiver or we're going to go corner. Those are the only two positions that I see going in the first round, but that all depends on the Tony Pollard situation. Hell, even the Zeke situation, because we don't know what's going to happen with Zeke. Everyone is already speculating that he's going to be gone this year, that he's going to be a cap casualty. We will see. But, it is what it is. The Cowboys are not good at making trades. I'm pretty sure they'll trade off Zeke for a 5th or a 6th round pick. Horrible, but it is what it is. So, but anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm out. Peace.